Most people believe betrayal is about cruelty, or selfishness, or a lack of morals. But the real reason people betray trust is often far more uncomfortable. It usually begins long before the betrayal happens. By the end of this exploration, you will understand what psychologically drives people to break trust, what happens in the brain when loyalty conflicts with self-interest, and why betrayal often feels justified to the person committing it. More importantly, you will see how this pattern shows up in everyday life, not just dramatic situations. Trust is built on perceived safety. When we trust someone, we lower our guard. We assume alignment. We believe the other person values our well-being alongside their own. Betrayal disrupts that safety. But here is the hidden truth. Most betrayals are not impulsive acts of evil. They're acts of self-preservation. When a person feels internally threatened, whether emotionally, socially, or financially, the brain shifts into survival mode. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for long-term thinking and moral reasoning, competes with older survival circuits that prioritize immediate protection. If fear becomes strong enough, protection wins. Imagine someone at work who shares confidential information to gain favor with a superior. On the surface, it looks manipulative. Underneath, it may be driven by fear of losing status or security. The betrayal becomes a strategy to reduce anxiety. The brain is wired to avoid loss more strongly than to pursue gain. Loss of belonging, loss of approval, loss of identity. When those fears intensify, loyalty can weaken. Pause for a moment. Have you ever justified a small breach of trust because you felt cornered? That justification is key. Before betrayal happens externally, it happens internally. The person creates a narrative that makes the act acceptable. I had no choice. They would have done the same. This is for the greater good. These thoughts reduce cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is the discomfort we feel when our actions conflict with our values. To relieve it, we either change our behavior or change our story. Many people change the story. This is why betrayal rarely feels dramatic to the one committing it. It feels rational. Another hidden driver is resentment. Unspoken resentment quietly erodes loyalty. When someone feels undervalued, ignored, or mistreated, they may not express it directly. Instead, it accumulates. Over time, betrayal becomes a form of retaliation. It's not always conscious revenge. Sometimes it's subtle. Withholding information, breaking a promise, speaking negatively behind someone's back. The action says what the person never voiced. In relationships, betrayal often begins with emotional disconnection. When someone feels unseen or unappreciated, their attachment bond weakens. The brain starts scanning for alternative sources of validation. Attention from someone new can activate reward circuits. Dopamine increases. Novelty feels energizing. In that state, long-term consequences fade into the background. The person tells themselves a story. This just happened, but it rarely just happens. It builds slowly through unmet needs and unaddressed feelings. Here's a surprising insight. People who betray trust often still see themselves as loyal individuals. Identity is powerful. If someone believes they are fundamentally good, they will reinterpret their actions to protect that belief. They might focus on the flaws of the person they betrayed. They might minimize the impact. This protects self-esteem. Social pressure also plays a significant role. Humans are deeply motivated by belonging. If a group rewards disloyalty towards outsiders, individuals may conform. The fear of exclusion from the group can outweigh loyalty to one person. The brain processes social rejection similarly to physical pain. That pain avoidance can drive surprising behavior. Think about environments where gossip is normalized. A person may share private information to strengthen group bonds. In the moment, inclusion feels more urgent than integrity. Fear is ultimately the core of betrayal. Fear of inadequacy, of loss, of rejection. When those fears control decisions, loyalty becomes vulnerable. Understanding this pattern allows us to see betrayal not as simply an act of callousness, but as a human struggle to manage emotional pain and the urge for self-preservation.
Would you risk isolation to protect someone who is not present? Another powerful factor is insecurity. When someone doubts their own worth, they may seek shortcuts to validation. Betrayal can become a tool to gain approval, resources, or status. It is not about harming others as much as it is about filling an internal void. But here is the paradox. Betrayal often deepens insecurity. After trust is broken, relationships destabilize. Even if the betrayal remains hidden, the nervous system carries tension. The fear of being exposed creates stress. The person becomes hypervigilant. Short-term relief leads to long-term anxiety. There's also the element of moral disengagement. This is when individuals temporarily disconnect from their moral standards. They dehumanize the other person. They downplay consequences. They shift responsibility. It's not that serious. They'll get over it. It's business. These phrases create emotional distance, and emotional distance makes betrayal easier. Consider how betrayal unfolds in small steps. Rarely does someone wake up intending to destroy trust. Instead, they cross minor boundaries, a small lie, a withheld truth, a rationalized omission. Each step reduces sensitivity to the next. This gradual process is called normalization. The brain adapts. What once felt wrong begins to feel acceptable. Reflect on this. When have you ignored a small internal warning because the situation felt convenient? That's often where trust begins to erode. It's important to recognize that betrayal is not only about individual weakness, it's also about environment. High stress, competition, lack of communication, and unclear expectations increase the likelihood of broken trust. When people feel safe, valued, and heard, loyalty strengthens. When they feel threatened or invisible, self-protection rises. Understanding this does not excuse betrayal, but it explains it, and explanation gives you power. If you have been betrayed, it can be helpful to look beyond the surface. The act likely says more about the other person's fear, resentment, or insecurity than about your worth. That shift in perspective reduces self-blame. If you fear you might betray someone's trust, pay attention to early signals. Notice rationalizations forming. Notice resentment building. Notice when fear starts guiding decisions. Honest conversations feel uncomfortable in the moment, but silence can be more destructive. Trust thrives in transparency. Here's the deeper truth. Humans are wired for connection and survival. When those drives conflict, survival often wins. Betrayal happens at that intersection. The more secure and self-aware a person becomes, the less likely they are to sacrifice integrity for short-term relief. Trust is not maintained by willpower alone. It's maintained by emotional regulation, clear communication, and the courage to confront discomfort directly. As you reflect on your own experiences, consider this question. When trust was broken in your life, what fear might have been operating beneath the surface? That answer may not erase the pain, but it can transform confusion into clarity. Betrayal feels sudden, but psychologically, it's usually the final step in a long internal negotiation. Understanding that negotiation changes how you see people. It softens bitterness without removing accountability. It encourages discernment rather than cynicism. Trust is fragile, but it's also intentional. It grows when people choose honesty over comfort, courage over avoidance, and long-term integrity over short-term gain. If this perspective challenged or clarified something for you, share your thoughts. Reflect on how fear, insecurity, or unspoken resentment shape human behavior, and continue exploring the psychology beneath everyday actions, because awareness is what protects trust before it breaks.